How to instantly see someone's true colors. Watch for these 5 hidden signs. People can hide their intentions, but these signs reveal who they really are. Stick around till the end for the one sign that tells you everything you need to know. We've all heard the phrase, stress reveals character, haven't we? Well, it's far more than a pithy saying, it's a fundamental truth about the human condition. You see, when the pressure mounts, when life throws its inevitable curveballs our way, the carefully constructed masks we wear tend to slip. Our true selves peek through. Think about it in your own life. Have you ever noticed how adversity, how those moments of unexpected chaos, can bring out the best or the very worst in those around you? It's in the crucible of pressure, in those moments when the stakes are high and the heat is on, that a person's true nature is forged. Someone who crumbles under pressure, who lashes out or retreats into fear and blame, well, they reveal a fragility, a lack of resilience that's crucial for navigating the complexities of life. Now, this isn't to say we should judge them harshly, not at all. We all have our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities that we struggle to manage. But contrast that reaction, that crumbling, with the individual who stands firm in the storm, the one who faces adversity with a calm and steady resolve. This isn't about the absence of fear, mind you. It's about the ability to manage that fear, to harness it and rise to the challenge at hand. This is the individual who has integrated their experiences, both the good and the bad, into the very fabric of their being. They've learned from their mistakes, you see. They've developed a deep and abiding sense of self-reliance. They don't crumble because they've built an inner strength that can weather any storm. So observe how people behave when things get tough. Do they point fingers and cast blame? Or do they step up, take responsibility, and become a source of strength for those around them? Remember, true character shines brightest when the world seems darkest. You want to know someone's true character? Don't listen to their words, my friends, observe their actions, and pay particular attention to how they treat those they perceive as beneath them. The waiter who spills their drink, the cashier who's moving a little too slow, the homeless person asking for spare change. These are the interactions, the small, seemingly insignificant moments that reveal volumes about a person's soul. You see, it's easy to be charming and polite to those we perceive as equals or superiors. There's a certain social currency at play, isn't there? We're all aware of the potential benefits of making a good impression, but true character, genuine empathy, that reveals itself in how we treat those who can offer us nothing in return. It's in the absence of ulterior motives, in those moments where our actions are driven by pure kindness and respect, that we catch a glimpse of a person's true north. Now, this isn't about being a pushover, about allowing yourself to be walked on. Boundaries are crucial always, but within those boundaries, within the framework of our own sovereignty, there exists an immense capacity for compassion. Think about the people you admire most, the ones you hold in high esteem. I'd wager they share a common trait, a deep and abiding respect for their fellow human beings, regardless of their social standing or their perceived worth. So observe, my friends, how individuals interact with those they perceive as less fortunate, less powerful. Do they offer a kind word, a helping hand, or do they turn a blind eye, their gaze fixed firmly on those who can further their own ambitions? Remember, true character shines brightest in the shadows, in the quiet moments of empathy and grace. Chapter 3. Their level of accountability. We all make mistakes, don't we? It's an unavoidable part of the human experience. We stumble, we fall, we make choices we later regret. It's what we do in the aftermath of those mistakes that truly defines us. There's a certain type of person who shies away from accountability, who avoids taking responsibility for their actions. They deflect, they blame, they weave elaborate narratives to shift the burden of their choices onto others. This is not the mark of a strong character, my friends. This is a defense mechanism, a way of avoiding the often painful process of self-reflection and growth. It's a fragile ego that demands constant external validation, that cannot bear the weight of its own imperfections. Now contrast that with the individual who owns their mistakes, the one who stands tall, acknowledges their shortcomings, and seeks to make amends. This is a person of integrity, someone who understands that true strength lies not in avoiding our failures, but in learning from them. Accountability is not about self-flagellation or wallowing in guilt. It's about taking ownership of our choices, both the good and the bad, and using them as stepping stones on the path to becoming better versions of ourselves. It's about understanding that life is a journey of continuous learning, and that our mistakes, far from defining us, are simply opportunities for growth and transformation. So the next time you witness someone make a mistake, Pay close attention to their response. Do they own it? Do they learn from it? And do they strive to do better next time? That, my friends, is a sign of true character, a sign of someone who is on the path of self-improvement and genuine growth. Chapter 4. What they value most. We live in a world obsessed with appearances, don't we? Social media feeds filled with carefully curated versions of ourselves. The car we drive, the clothes we wear, the image we project to the world. It's easy to get caught up in the superficial, to mistake the outward trappings of success for true fulfillment. But if you want to understand someone's character, look beyond the facade, my friends, and delve into the realm of their values. What do they prioritize in their lives? Where do they invest their time, their energy, their very essence? You see, our values are the guiding principles that shape our thoughts, our beliefs, and ultimately our actions. They are the compass by which we navigate the complexities of life, the foundation upon which we build our character. Someone who prioritizes material possessions, status, or fleeting pleasures above all else is revealing a certain emptiness, wouldn't you agree? A void they're desperately trying to fill with external validation. But true fulfillment, lasting joy that comes from aligning our actions with our values. Do they prioritize integrity, loyalty, personal growth, the pursuit of knowledge? These are the values, my friends, that speak to a deeper sense of purpose, a yearning for something more than the shallow allure of the material world. So, observe what people chase after, where they direct their energy and passion. Do their actions align with their words? Do they live in accordance with the values they profess to hold dear? The answers to these questions will reveal far more than any carefully crafted persona. Chapter 5. How they react to criticism. Criticism. It's an inevitable part of the human experience, isn't it? No matter who we are, how successful or well-intentioned, we will all encounter criticism at some point in our lives. It's how we respond to that criticism, my friends, that reveals the true measure of our character. There's a certain type of person who becomes immediately defensive when faced with criticism. They lash out, they deflect, they double down on their beliefs, even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary. This is not a sign of strength, my friends, but of fragility. You see, a fragile ego perceives any form of criticism as a personal attack, a threat to their carefully constructed sense of self. They are so invested in being right, in maintaining the illusion of perfection, that they are blinded to the potential for growth and learning that criticism can offer. Now contrast that with the individual who welcomes criticism, who actively seeks it out as a tool for self-improvement. This is a person of rare strength and humility, someone who understands that true growth occurs outside of our comfort zones. They recognize that none of us are infallible, that we all have blind spots, and that the perspectives of others can offer invaluable insights into our own shortcomings. They embrace criticism, not as a personal attack, but as an opportunity for self-reflection and learning. So observe how people respond when their ideas are challenged, when their beliefs are questioned. Do they retreat into defensiveness, or do they lean into the discomfort, using it as fuel for growth? Remember, the mark of a strong character is not the absence of flaws, but the willingness to confront those flaws head-on, to use them as stepping stones on the path to becoming a better version of ourselves. The importance of discernment. Discerning the true nature of others is not a simple task, is it? It requires careful observation, a willingness to look beyond the superficial, and a deep understanding of human nature. But it's a skill worth cultivating, for it allows us to navigate the complexities of human relationships with wisdom and clarity. Remember, my friends, judging someone's character is not about condemnation or passing moral judgment. It's about understanding, about protecting ourselves from potential harm, and about surrounding ourselves with individuals who embody the values we hold dear. It's about recognizing that while we should approach everyone with an open heart, we should also do so with open eyes. Life is a journey, and the people we choose to surround ourselves with will profoundly impact the direction that journey takes. Choose wisely, my friends. Choose those who reflect the best parts of yourselves, who challenge you to grow, and who inspire you to become the best possible version of yourselves.